disclaimer. The views and opinions you're about to hear are those of the hosts and guests alone. They don't represent any police department, agency, sponsor, or employer. Two Cops, One Donut isn't responsible for anything said by guests or for any videos, clips, or content shown during the live stream. This show is intended for adult audiences only. We cover real incidents, we show graphic and sometimes disturbing footage, and we don't shy away from strong language or adult conversations. There may or may not also be alcohol involved. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. Everything you hear or see on the show is for entertainment and educational purposes. It is not legal advice and it's not tactical instruction, and it shouldn't be used for such. By continuing to watch, you're telling us that you understand, you accept all of this. All right, now let's get into it. All right, welcome back to Cops One Donut. I'm your host, Eric Levine, and we are jumping on the lives on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I think that's all of them. I think we tried to Twitch. We're actually on Twitch as well, and it doesn't look like Rumble worked. I haven't figured out Rumble yet. We do have a Rumble account. We're trying to get into it just in case, because we got banned from YouTube for 24 hours. Rookie move, apparently on YouTube. If you're watching a gun channel on YouTube, because they have gun channels, I was watching PewView. We were showing off the forced reset trigger. Somebody was making a joke about people saying a fully automatic, semi-automatic weapon. And I was like, it's funny you say that because there is a fully automatic, semi-automatic now because of forced reset triggers. And I was showing off PewView, showing one. And then somebody was asking, how does his gun have no recoil? And I was saying it's because he's got a compensator on there. And I made the mistake of showing my firearm that has a compensator on it. It's more of a showpiece anymore, but I showed it to describe and educate what a compensator does. I was showing where the gas comes out, how it keeps the gun flat and level and all that shit. That got me a 24-hour ban on YouTube. So they said it could be up to a 3-week ban. They don't tell you how long you get banned for, but that is what I got banned for. So apparently you just cannot show firearms on a live stream. So don't do it. Even though I said it was a toy, because it is a toy, it didn't work, whatever reason. So had to take my licks. You get what you get. So we're on. Yeah. Free in the house. What's up, Free? He said, you got banned for that? Yeah, I got banned for that. 24 hours. And that was a warning. It wasn't even an official strike. Which we still have 68 more days left on our other copyright strike that we had. I had these two French dudes, I think they're French. They're acting French. Riding a electric razor together. And I put that on. Apparently that was a company's video. That wasn't a department video. I thought it was a department video. So some company got all up in their feels and put a copyright on there, and they gave me a strike. So is what it is. You live and learn. So now I'm just trying to play it safe. It's not seeming to work for me. But we're back. We are live on all of our platforms again. So that's a good thing. Good morning from Navajo Nation. Anthony, what's up, brother? Appreciate you. Yeah, that plastic gun I showed. I know, right? Harrison, what's up, brother? Harrison's name showed up normal. Look at that. Sweetest meat bulge. That's the best name. Oh, shit. He said, it's so mother farting cold outside. I'm showing this comment. Look at that name. Sweetest meat bulge. That's the best. Oh, fuck. I love it. I love the names y'all come up with. So today, I'm going to do it a little different. You guys can see I got fancy. I put two cameras on there today. I'm showing two different angles. I learned that my TV mount, so you'll notice that my vision I don't have to look too far from the camera now. Before I was like this. Everybody's like, why you look all cockeyed? And because I had my TV up against the wall. I didn't realize my mount for my TV pulls out and I can turn the TV left and right. Not a whole bunch, but enough to where I can, glance over at y'all and not look like a weirdo having my head all turned to the side. So, it's a project here. If you guys are not on our Discord, by the way, go ahead and jump on our Discord. I don't know if I have any mods on right now because I never tell them when I'm jumping on because it's more of a just, oh, I got some downtime. I don't plan these out. I just jump on and see what we can do. Freeman said, I can't YouTube AI figure out why can't YouTube figure out if you're uploading footage that can get you banned? Also, it's mid-20s in Middle Tennessee. Damn. Yeah, it's chilly here today. Just walking through the yard from my house out to the studio, it was enough to get a verbal reaction from me as I'm walking through there. I'm like, God damn. Gave one of those. It was cold. So I'm glad I left I don't know if you guys know I didn't know about these until just a few years ago, but a mini split. I have a mini split in my studio. It's just a little device that goes on the wall. They're amazing. I didn't realize they could pump out such good heat, and I didn't know they could pump out such good AC. For just like a single room, maybe a double room. They're not made for a whole house necessarily, but for little spaces, they're pretty badass. So I have a mini split in it. I'm very happy with it. This is my first real winter using it in the studio. But Twitchy said, you do have a mod on. She hasn't been promoted yet. Oh, yeah, Twitch, we got to get you hooked up. If you can get with Marine Blood or Brian Thompson or Tim, I would make you a mod. I just need those guys to walk me through how to make you a mod. I don't know how to do it by myself. That's why I have mods. I'm just not I'm not a Discord pro. But I will share our Discord channel in the chat. Let y'all get jumped on there. If you are new to the channel or new to Discord, jump over there. It's a good time. You guys it's easier for y'all to share videos, ask me questions personally and stuff like that. But this is why we do the lives. You guys can also ask questions and whatnot on here as well. So if you're over there on Instagram, I am also watching y'all's chat on Instagram. Just looking through all the people jumping on and whatnot. O'Donnell Keenan Kim said thank you. Just looking, what state is this from? Texas. Ari said, I saw a horrible video of a cop being killed. Yeah, I saw that one too. I know which one you're talking about. That one's making the rounds. It actually happened a while back, but it's making the rounds again. Not necessarily. I'm not going to show that personally. Two cops window. What is freezing in Texas? Now, I have acclimated to the weather here, so it's 32. It's 32 this morning. So, and it says it feels like 22. So that's cold. That's freezing cold. Literally. Oh, I see my cousin Chad jumped on the live. My buddy from up in Michigan. What's up, Chad? We just got started, so what we're going to do a little different today is we're going to jump on. I'm going to show you guys the process. People are asking me, how do you get these videos? How do you get these videos? What videos do you pick to talk about? We're just going to go through that process. Like I said, this was not a planned live. I just had some downtime. And I'll just kind of show you guys what we do to go through finding videos and whatnot. So first thing we'll do is let me share my Instagram. Give me a second. You guys know how this is. So I've got to do everything myself here today. I don't have a mod with me to help me out. So bear with me. Okay. So we're going to share the screen. Oh, I shared the wrong screen apparently. Now you can see me sharing my screen of me sharing my screen. Let me share this one instead. That's the one we wanted, but that's not the view we want. Let's change it up here. There we go. Okay. So here's kind of the process. I go to my reel. Like if I'm going to look for videos myself, so I go to the reels But what I normally do is y'all send me the videos. I don't even have to look for them myself. So I'm going to go over here to my messages and just start looking. I have a general chat. So this is my inboxes all day long. It's just people sending me videos. So I just start looking through. This one's from Keith Hanks. He's a firefighter, a friend of mine out of Boston. So he sent me this video, or actually, this one's just a picture. It's a donut tree. So he's making fun of me for being a donut cop. So, that's how we do. Let's see what this one is. Some people send me some weird shit, so bear with me. We're going to unmute, and we're going to see what this video is.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Hi. Do you work here?
Yes, I do.
Are you a teacher here?
I am. I teach third grade.
Okay, I have a question. I just moved here with my daughter into the neighborhood, and I was wondering if this was a good school.
Yeah, I think it's a great school.
Okay, so my daughter, she just came out as queer to me, and I was just wondering if this would be a safe learning environment for her. Or...
We actually have a lot of identifying non-binary and gender queer students here, so I think she'd fit in just fine.
Okay, and I saw that you have a sign in the window. It says everyone's welcome here except ICE.
Yes.
If ICE were to come onto the premises, would you guys kick them off?
Absolutely. We believe in the safety of our students and our faculty, so we would have them leave.
Okay, isn't that how immigration works?
I'm sorry?
Isn't that how immigration works? Everyone's welcome except illegals, and if they come into the country, we kick them out?
Why are you asking me these questions?
Well, it's a simple question. You should be able to answer it. You're a teacher.
Yeah, I don't know who you are. You're filming.
You don't need to know who I am. I'm undocumented, ma'am.
You're on school.
Okay, so this isn't police related as we're figuring out. But this is what I got to go through. I have to see what videos y'all send me and kind of figure out how they work for us. But this is my process.
Because this is my home, I pay the bills, the mortgage in my name. I'm just trying to figure out why when I pull in at 1 o'clock in the morning that there's a police officer at my house.
Oh, I already know what's going on in this one.
What's your name and badge number, sir? Name and badge number, sir?
No, what are you doing?
Name and badge number, sir?
It's case number.
Case.
Case number.
Badge number?
6596.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, sir. Why were you dispatched out here tonight?
I wasn't dispatched.
Why was you called out here
Please
tonight?
me come over.
One more time, what's your name and badge number?
Case lawyer.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys caught what he said or what he heard there. He said, were you dispatched out here? When were you dispatched out here? And he said, I wasn't dispatched out here. So apparently he's alleged sleeping with this woman at this place, and he happens to have his uniform and all that stuff with him. I'm going to go, there's two different paths that this could be. Could be he stayed the night there, because they said this dude came home in the morning is what it said. So he may have stayed the night there and did his business. Nothing wrong with that. This is not a legal matter. It's not a civil matter. If he's not on duty, this is a non-issue for me. This is some baby mama drama between what they got going on here in this little love triangle. But as far as the uniform's concerned, like if he's not on duty and he's not on call, I mean, just the fact that he gave his name and badge number is, I mean, what do you guys think? I don't know. Is it, there's a lot of assumptions that are going to happen here. We don't know if these guys are estranged, they've been broken up, they're not married anymore, but share the same house. We don't know. So I'm not going to get too far down the rabbit hole on that one, because we just got to speculate a lot on that. But yeah, that's some crazy stuff, ain't it? Let me see what other videos we got here.
She was forced to have oral sex with Hamlet, but through the investigation, they deemed the acts were consensual. The acts occurred 3 times while Hamlet's court was closed, but he was still on the clock according to SESO.
Each deputy's duties after the court adjourns for the day.
Oh, I heard about this one. Your boy was getting blowies in the court while he was on duty. This is the sheriff. Yeah, boy. Sorry, brother. You got to go. You got to go. You want to know my opinion on that one? And this is what I do. I get these videos, I bring them in, and I get an opinion right away, obviously. Doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong. Just get these opinions and let's get them out there and let's get talking about it. A lot of this stuff is pretty straightforward. Bro, you were getting sexual acts done on you in uniform. This is no brainer. Like, there's no discussion morally and ethically, you're wrong. So you got to go. Like, that's, as the sheriff, this is a non-recoverable thing. That's a non-recoverable for me. Sorry. You got to go. Your time is over. I think the judge decertified him, by the way. That's a big move. That's a big move, getting him decertified. So tell me what y'all think in the chat on that. What's your thoughts? You think he should be fired? Do you think he should be... I'm going to go over to Reels and show you guys how I go down the path. Doing that as well. But before I do that, I'm just curious what y'all think on that. Bro look like Gabe Owner. I had to read it out loud to get it. I was like, I know this is funny. I just can't figure it out. Bro look like Gabe Owner. That's awesome. Lou, let me figure out your name here, because I know it's probably funny too. Lucanus. Shit, Lucanus. I love it. See, if the Simpsons could have said these names out loud when Bart would make his prank calls to the bar, this would be even better. Twitchy Sketch said, "Oof, bad sheriff." Yep. Yeah, you can't be doing that, bro. Mad Beast King said, "The judge is always on the police officer's side, no matter how you slice it." That's not true. Just because you say it doesn't make it true. You want to know how it's not true? Because the case we just fucking showed of a sheriff on duty getting blowies, he got decertified. So you're dumb. That's not true. Oh my God. It gets so frustrated. Listen, guys, it gets so frustrating when you can't come to the table and just be fair, objective, and reasonable. Anytime you use the term always and never, you've already fucked up. I'm already out of the conversation with you because you're biased. Now, I show cops on here screwing up all the time. I talk about cops screwing up on here all the time. But to sit there and say, I have been torn apart by a judge. So not only are you wrong, I take offense to that for the times that I have been just destroyed by a judge for screwing up. So that's not true at all. I've brought warrants in and had judges rip it in my face and throw it at me and tell me to get out of their courtroom and not to come back for a month. I was a detective, y'all. I was a detective. He told me to go learn my job. Always take the police side. Shut the fuck up. Sorry, y'all. I've kind of hit a change in my approach on some of this stuff. I'm not going to let y'all slide anymore on some dumb shit. I'm not going to let y'all slide on some dumb shit. I used to all the time, just take it. No, I'm going to push back a little bit. That's dumb. Because there are a lot of cops screwing up all over the place. Let's focus on the ones that are actually screwing up. Let's focus on judges that are screwing up. Because there are judges that do what you're saying, but all of them, always, no matter what, no matter how you slice it, I just sliced it. I just sliced and diced it, served you that, and you're not going to be able to argue it. Howdy, y'all. Crazy cool kids just popping in to hit that like button. Aw, thanks, Angry Otter. That's a cool name. Can't use the uniform. Fired. Exactly. I always never like mornings. Julia, I always never like mornings. See, fair. Rogue Nation, fair comment. While not true, the majority of the time, the system protects itself. Thank you. That's logical, reasonable statement. We have Example after example after example of the system protecting itself. You are a fucking spot on with that. That is a good comment. Freeman, video, or it didn't happen, Eric. Yeah, that's true. Well, guess what? They don't typically allow in the courtroom. Ryan said, are you anti-police? I don't know if that question's to me. I am not anti-police. Not at all. I'm anti-bad cops. For sure. And I'm pro-good cops. So that's why on our platform, that's what we do. We share the good cops doing good things. We need the good examples. It's great to show the bad stuff so we can learn from the bad, but we also have to learn from the good. So that's why I like showing all of it. My buddy Matt Thornton, who's on here, Detective Matt Thornton, he has made his platform off of sharing the bad. And that's a good thing. We just have different styles. I am a optimistic person. Matt is not a negative person. Matt is a realist. That's how I put him. He just says it how it is to him. And me, I'm a rose-colored glasses type guy. So I constantly saying and showing a lot of the good stuff. So the Don Dunpeel. I was always taught growing up, your actions speak louder than your words. Judges are people, plain and simple, and the way they sort out good judges from tyrannical is in their actions. Yeah, absolutely. Is it screwing up, or are they just genuinely jerks? Yeah, sometimes they are. Sometimes they are. Ryan 26. Ryan, you're repeating yourself, brother. Maybe it's just YouTube. He said, okay, my bad. 90% of cops are trash. Nah, that's not true. Got to remember, guys, there's 350 million calls for service a year, and less than 1% of all of those lead to a complaint or a use of force. So let's say those numbers are skewed. Let's say they're misreporting 5% of that, which that's statistically a significant number. 5% is huge in that grand scheme of numbers. I don't know what 1% of 350 million is. I know it's probably easy math for some of y'all, but I'm not good at math. But yeah. And out of that, let's say it's 5%. Out of that 5%, even I think it's even less than a 0.1% are sustained and shown. And you got to remember, 90% of departments out there have body cams currently. I think it's higher now. I think it's like up close to 95%. We need to get that to 100, by the way. But out of all of that, you're going to tell me 90% are bad? Nah, it's not true. That is not true. He said 90% is lowballing. Come on, King James, be fair. You can't throw up your made up anecdotal freaking percentage and then say it's lowball. Come on, bro. Have some fun with me. Oh man. Okay. Harrison Brock said they misreport a lot. Just look at 1,000 false DUIs coming out of Tennessee after a year. Well, you're giving a good example. It's a good argument. But just because, that apple's bad doesn't mean the bunch is bad necessarily. But that's a fair argument for sure. Let me jump over here. Let's go through some reels. Let's John Stamper. The only bad thing about Sergeant Levine is that he's a Lions fan. I mean, thank you, Twitchy. So I knew somebody could math for me. So 1% of 350 million is 3,500,000. Holy shit. Okay, I'm glad I didn't say what I thought, because I was going to say 305,000 or something like that. That's what I was going to say. I thought it was in the 300,000s. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I can't math worth a shit, can I? Thank God for ChatGPT. My computer is still sick, by the way. Still being fixed. The computer guy called me and he said it was a bad clone. So for those that are trying to catch up to why I don't have a good computer right now, I'm actually operating off my laptop. That's why I'm hooked up to my TV. Sorry, I'm checking over on Instagram. Make sure I didn't miss some chats over here. my computer, I tried to update the hard drive. I put a new hard drive in there. I wanted to do it all myself. I haven't built a computer in like 10 years. So I was like, I want to learn how to do the new computer stuff. So these M.2 drives, they're new to me. I'm used to the old, big brick looking hard drives that we had, SATA drives. So I used ChatGPT, and it took me step by step. I cloned my old boot drive, put it on the M.2, the new one. I bought a new Samsung 4 terabyte hard drive. I was like, this is going to be my new boot drive. I'm going to have all this space for my podcast stuff. Cool. Shotguns and tattoos. Ew, lions. Shut up. Listen, I'm from Michigan, y'all. Like, I grew up with these teams. Yeah. I'm a Lions fan. I'm a Tigers fan. I'm a Red Wings fan. I'm a Pistons fan. Okay. That's what I am. I am's who I says I am's. Somebody, if you can name that movie, 10 points for you. Anyway, so I cloned the drive. I cloned my old boot drive. Never done that before. Everything runs perfectly smooth, and I updated the RAM. So I got a new hard drive, new RAM, cloned my old boot drive, put it all in. Computer runs like a champ for about a day, and then it just keeps crashing. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm going through all the diagnostics trying to figure it out. And it's basically telling me my drive's screwed up. So I don't know if the drive is screwed up hardware-wise or if the drive's screwed up because the clone was bad. So I reached my limit, so I take it to a computer place, and he confirms that it was the clone. The clone was bad. He's going to reclone and do diagnostics on the drive to make sure everything runs smooth. Just waiting to get that back. So, let's see. Miss Tessa Marie said, I just had the nicest interaction with a cop. My truck had expired tags, and my autistic daughter had just gotten out of her booster seat when I was bouncing around in the back seat. The cop just let me go. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, but being a Lions fan in itself is, maybe you shouldn't build your own computer anymore. Fair enough. Free said, I started building and programming basics on TRS-80. Go ahead and Google that. So my mom said, you didn't tell me you used ChatGPT for that. That was your first mistake. No, that was actually ChatGPT shocked the hell out of me, and I did everything right. The only thing that screwed up was the software program that did the cloning. It didn't clone properly. So I did everything right. Thank you, ChatGPT. That's what happens when you use AI and don't understand what you're doing. I understood what I was doing. I did it right. The software screwed up. It said the free software that I downloaded was probably the mistake. Because rather than download the one ChatGPT told me to do that I had to pay for, I went and found a free version. So the free version was where I really screwed the pooch. But it did work. It just didn't do its job. ChatGPT did work, I should say. And I did understand it, Harrison. I understand computers very well. I know the M.2 drives now. I understand they bring them in, put them in at 30-degree angles, snap them down, make sure they're secure. I know they're finicky. I know you got to have those pins perfectly in place to get those things to act right, because it took a couple boots to get them just right. And I also understood that my M.2 slot 1 versus my M.2 slot 2, one was a 4.0 and the other one was a 3.0. So my 4.0 is my faster one. So that I love a good joke. My grandpa's taking Viagra and nobody is taking it harder than my grandma. Half hawk, half man. Love it. That's awesome. King James said, I have met really nice cops and they are great to deal with, but I know they would help one of their co-cops to infringe on rights and cover their mistakes. That's why I give it 90%. See, I'm not risking my career and my family for your bonehead mistake for the guy next to me. It's not happening. That's what happens when you work at a good department. So King James, maybe that's the point we need to bring up, is when you work for a good department that is funded, very well funded, very good training, and citizens support it, other cops aren't going to mess around with cops that do things dirty or screw up. They're not. I'm not playing. I'm not letting you ruin a good thing for me. Oh, dying posing Max. Sorry, buddy, but you're getting booted. You're not going to come in here and spam your shit. Sorry if I'm neglecting our Instagram chat. I'm trying to go back and forth between. For some reason, Instagram will not allow it to pop up on my restream. Black Sheep John, that's a long joke. So, do you have a gaming PC? I do. I have what do they call it? A Republic of Gaming desktop, running a i7. I think that's what they call them. i7 with a 3080 RTX NVIDIA graphics card, and now 64 gigs of 3600 Viper RAM. That's badass RAM. I just got it. It's basically top of the line RAM that I can get from my computer. I can't get anything better. I can upgrade it to, I think I can, my computer maxes out at whatever 64 plus 64 is, I think. And then is that 128? Yeah, it's 128. So yeah, that maxes out there. Harrison said, most departments are small and hire friends. Most departments are small. As far as hiring practices go, I can't really speak on that. I don't know. There's too many. There's 18,000 departments out there. So make great gaming and streaming PCs. Oh, Zydac? Is that how you pronounce that? Zydac. I haven't seen those guys. My computer right now, it's good. It screams for what I do. For what we do on here, I've had up to 3 cameras on there. The reason why I'm trying to get it all doctored up is because we're going to do live streams of gaming as well. We're going to play Ready or Not with a bunch of cops and stumble through that and bullshit and talk about police tactics and why we do what we do and all that stuff. Ariel Bohm said that RAM is expensive right now thanks to AI. Is it? I didn't know that. Free said, you really can't math. I can't. I became a cop, y'all. That's why. That's why I became a cop. See, I can do better when I can see it. I can do better when I can see it. When you show me the numbers, but in my head, thinking about it, nope. It ain't happening. All right. Let's get over to a video. Okay, so this is what I do. I go through my reels. My algorithms kind of do the work for me because I watch the same shit over and over. And I just try to find videos that I think deserve something good to talk about. All Elementary said, everyone that wants to judge the blue needs to have their job watched under a microscope. Just wanted to get on and say I have a deep respect and thank you. Well, I don't know if I necessarily agree with, I understand where your heart's at on that. But if you choose to have a job that's a public job, I think you are volunteering to be under a microscope. If you go do a regular private sector job, then you're not. So I don't know. I understand. I think, especially in police work, we're the front line of the criminal justice system. So we have the most eyes on us. But I think if you're a corrections officer, you're a judge, you're a lawyer, like you need to have eyes and a microscope on you too. You have a just absolute power that everybody else doesn't have. Like cops have the authority to take away your freedom. That is an amazingly awesome power that needs to be checked. So for me, when people want to have public scrutiny on cops, I'm with them. Like it's a big power. Like you can take somebody's freedom. And if you do that, misrepresenting the system, and you deserve everything you get. Yes, Carl Hockenberry, we are a public servant. You know, if you don't want, no one's forcing you to do the job. So if you don't want that, don't do it. But cops need to understand like the power you have. And I'm not saying it as like an ego thing. The power, the literal lawful power that you have to take somebody's freedom is a big deal. And we become complacent to that. We become desensitized to that. I'm desensitized to that. When I go arrest somebody, it's just going through the motions for me. when I first did it, the first time I put cuffs on somebody, I'm like, oh my God, this is really happening, right? Like this guy is not allowed, like I am taking him into custody. Like I wish I could have kept that feeling my whole career, but you arrest so many people, you don't think about it that way anymore. But when we sit here and talk about it, that feeling comes back. I remember that. We need to always keep reminding ourselves of that the power we have is just incredible. And not many people have it. So you need to, Spider-Man, old Uncle Ben's, with great power comes great responsibility. I mean, it rings true. It rings true. Carl Hockenberry, he said, qualified immunity needs to be abolished. I disagree. I don't think it needs to be abolished. I do think it needs to be fixed. It definitely needs to be fixed. So 50 people at 10 a.m. Love this. And COs and judges need body-worn cameras. Agreed. They do. All elementary said, I am a teacher and my son is a paramedic. The judgment the media has put on, I feel skewed now. Yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah, we cops, teachers, we do not get favorable coverage from the media. That is for sure. Very rarely. All right. Let me go to this video. I've been saying it for a minute. Let's see what it is.
Why did the cop just pull up to you on your property?
Because this guy came out and tried to kick us off the property while we were doing an inspection for the trees that the insurance company told us to trim. He doesn't have the right to do anyway as a tenant, even if I was not the property owner.
Okay. So basically a guy called the cops. I know you just heard this, but I'm going to tell you I'm going to copsplain. Somebody called in on this man checking out his own property. So before I even figure out what the cops did, I'm going to tell you, oh shit, King James, what's 550 divided by 2? 225? No. I don't know, bro. Let's see, 500 divided by 2. Oh, see? I didn't even get to figure it out yet. I'd have got there. I was close. I don't know. It's going to be a point something, right? I don't know. Stop messing with me with math, y'all. Quit picking on me. Fuckers. All right. Anyway, back to my explanation of my copsplaining. For those that aren't familiar with copsplaining is, just throwing out numbers. Copsplaining is when I start talking about cop stuff and I go too in depth to the point where it sounds like I'm covering. That's not what I'm doing here. But so what I would do with this guy is somebody calls, says this guy's on the property. I'm going to find out who the representative of the property is. I'm going to go up to the complainant and go, hey, are you a representative of the property? Like, do you own it? Or are you a manager of it? Whatever it is. I'm going to find out if they can represent the property. If they can, then I'm going to be like, all right, what's the problem? This guy over here is on our property. We want him off. Okay, cool. Let me go make contact with him. Hey, sir, I got a representative of the property over here. They don't want you on the property. And that is when that's going to be their opportunity to tell me that they're the owner of the property. Oh, you're the owner of the property. Cool. I'm going to ask if he can give me his name. I can't make him. He does not have to identify to me. He's not detained. I'm going to make sure he knows that. Hey, sir, just so you know, property owner over here, representative wants you off the property. I'm going to ask you for your name, but you don't have to give it to me. I always tell people that. I learned that throughout my career. Just inform people when they have to ID and when they don't have to ID. Typically, when you tell them they don't have to, they will. They help you out. And Stony Scorpio. Okay, just say Eric is cute. Shut up, y'all. Making fun of me. But yeah, I like to inform him. So in this, he's not required to ID. I would ask him to step off the property. And when he tells me that he is now the property owner, this is a civil issue. It's not a criminal issue at all. So I'm out. Hey, he says he's a property owner. I don't got anything else to do on this. He says he's a property owner. I can't make him show me. I can't make him tell me he's the property owner. He isn't doing anything criminal. So now it's between y'all. That's what I do. Not more than likely, this guy's gonna be like, yeah, this is my property. Check it out. And he's gonna show you. And then it's over. But I'm going down that path if they don't want to ID. They don't want to tell me who they are, and they just tell me they're the property owner. I don't have a lot of recourse. I don't have a criminal offense. So, is what it is. But let's keep going.
And he was telling me it's private property. I know it's private property. I own it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I know. And that's not a problem. I mean, he was very aggressive and I was pretty calm. It's probably racist, but the first interaction, him being aggressive and coming out trying to kick us off, that in itself is not racist. He could do that to anybody, right? But then once I identified myself as the property owner and he still called the cops, that's the racist part. Because you're basically saying, like, I don't believe you. Even though I've emailed with this guy before. He's already paid me rent. I just never met him. I don't go out to every property and go to meet. It was more like, hey, we're going out, we're doing the inspection, we're filming.
Oh, so it was one of his tenants. That's crazy. I wonder how long he's going to be a tenant after that. I wouldn't want to be one. Looking at the comments, y'all. Sorry. And generally, I can math. Freeman. I love metric because I'd much rather divide by 10 than 8. Yeah. Yeah. And then Rogue Nation Audit said, Dad, that's the way to handle that, in my honest opinion. Yeah. And like when you get auditors like this, I've given the blueprint for handling auditors. Literally, for auditors, if you're doing it right, you don't even make contact with an auditor. Ever. Now, I have learned from some of the auditors, because we do have such a auditor following, they seem to like what we put out there, is they want the cop to come over and just let them know that they understand. And so I'm like, okay, cool, I can do that too. I was of the opinion that if I'm doing my job right, I shouldn't have to make contact with the auditor. And even make them feel like the color of law is imposing themselves on them. And although they respect it, they want you to still come over and be like, hey, just letting you know, you guys are good. They called. We're just handling that side of it. We have nothing for y'all. So, yeah, we learned that through San Joaquin Valley Transparency. Fuck, I hate saying his name because it's so long. SJVT. Very cool. Make sure you guys go like, follow, and subscribe to. He's an auditor that's out there doing it right too. But yeah, to handle these First Amendment auditors, for the officers out there listening, if you're like, I don't know how to handle it because our department doesn't train us. Find out who your complainant is. Go make contact with the complainant. Find out if you have an offense. See if they can describe an offense. If they can't, it's over. Educate the caller. Educate the person that called. The complainant. Hey guys, I understand. It seems like it's a violation of your rights and your privacy because they're outside of a bank here and you guys have all this like sensitive information, but it's on you to keep your sensitive information protected because he is in a public place on a public sidewalk doing constitutionally protected activities. First Amendment. He's allowed to video from any public place. Anything that camera can see is free game. So if you don't want your information shared or seen, hide it. Protect it better. But they can be out here. And then hopefully it prevents calls on these guys later on. And it educates the public slowly but surely. And that's what these First Amendment auditors are. That's the positive side of what we see with what they're doing. They're creating better police training, things like that. But that is how I would handle it. Or the other way you can handle it, because sometimes a complainant says that they don't want contact with the PD because they don't want people to know they called. Sit back, observe from a distance. If you don't see an offense, NOR that call. That means no report. No report that call. Hey, I checked it out. I don't see an offense. They're good to go. And you still never make contact. Rogue Nation Audit said, we just want to make sure they explain to the callers what our rights are. Pulled body-worn camera has shown a lot of negative. They just want to sue, cause trouble, while some do not. While some do, not all. Yeah. Yep, that's for sure. Cody High Roller's in the house, another auditor. I will say that this, I've observed them not allowing people in public lobby to film, claiming that it's caused their sensitive inside lobby. Yeah, I've seen that too. Especially at post office and stuff like that. And you'll get, there's some good videos out there of officers going in and handling it properly. There's also some bad ones.
Yo.
Okay, let's go to the next video, shall we? All right. Oh, it's still sharing. So, how do you guys like the dual video, by the way? Do you guys like this view? I'm just trying different things. I don't want to. Is it annoying that you have two faces of me? Is it? I'm trying to give a wider view and then a more narrow view. You guys tell me what you think. So, all right, let's check this. I watch a lot of motorcycle videos, so you guys are going to kind of get a view of my algorithms here. It's kind of revealing, right?
Drive your fucking, just go straight. You're blocking everybody. You're blocking the whole lane of traffic.
I realize that.
You just go up and take a U-turn at the next light.
I'm gonna change that.
You're blocking all the cars.
You can ask them to go over there and then I can get it.
It's a red light.
Fine, understood, but I need to turn here.
You can just go and flip a U-turn. You're holding everyone up.
Okay, he's not wrong. And I do push, I've even told my own wife, like, just skip this exit, go to the next exit, and we'll come back. Like, it's safer to do that. What you're doing right now is even though the cars behind you, the immediate 3 cars behind you aren't going to hit you because they stopped, the cars that are building up behind are coming in at a much faster rate of speed in a place that they don't expect to have to stop. So you are going to cause a big problem. So what he's saying is fair. Go down, make a U-turn, make it easier for everybody. And some people have this mentality, well, I got to turn here, so this is where I turn. No. Fucking be an adult, figure it out, go down somewhere else safer so you're not putting that on everybody else. Thomas McComb said, gonna have to put it on the TV. Oh, I think he's talking about our live. Sorry. Yeah, it may be real small on your screen. I apologize for that. But the information... Mr. Billfold's in the house. He said, out of YouTube jail. Yeah, I did. That must have been a 24-hour thing. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, one face is annoying enough. Todd Pearson. That's fair. Fair. Twitchy, I don't mind the dual video, but I dislike portrait mode because I can't turn my phone side for a larger view. Yeah, I've been messing back and forth with the portrait view versus the wide view. When I do Instagram, I only do this because I don't believe Instagram will let us do the wide view. So is what it is. Try to cover everything. Thomas McComb, he said for the 2 screens. Okay, fair enough. Okay, let's keep going. Or actually, let's keep discussing this call. But so obviously the motorcycle, unless this is California, and I think maybe Colorado, there's not many states that allow lane splitting. Technically, I would say what he's doing is lane filtering. So if you're not familiar with, this is why I follow so many motorcycle videos, because I learned a lot analyzing motorcycle videos, because people send them in all the time. Oh, look at this jerk motorcycle guy. They would look at this biker and consider him a jerk. What he's doing is actually safer. It may not be legal. I am a big fan of lane filtering. So that's like less than 5 miles an hour to get to the front of these lines like this, because motorcycles get rear-ended way more than y'all understand. So this is just a safer move. Even if he was to just sit there between 2 parked or 2 stopped vehicles, that's a safer place for him to be than to be behind you, exposed. So Julie said, portrait sucks. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, is what it is. I do the widescreen or the landscape modes as well. Just change it up from time to time. But yeah, so what he's saying on this, I'm with him. Like, go down, turn around. But I love that he's saying that as he's probably doing something illegal as well. You know what I mean? When we doing a show together, Detective Matt will vouch for me. Todd, you trying to get on? I'm not opposed to anybody. I mean, shit, I've had Mr. Billfold on here. If I can get that numbnuts on here, I can get anybody on here. Have you ever considered talking with Donut Operator? Yeah, I would love to have Donut Operator on. I love his stuff. Do you know him? I don't. So it's not as easy as y'all think. I have, for example, I have reached out to him in the only ways I know how, because I don't have anybody that's in his network or know anybody that's in his network. And he's never responded. He's a busy dude, and I'm sure he gets a ton of stuff. I am not nearly as big as them, and I get a ton of stuff. So I can only imagine people at his level. I don't think Donut Operator is the type to enjoy TCOD product. He may not. It could be a thing too. I don't know. I don't follow him close enough. I just remember his older stuff. But like when Mr. Billfold said, I don't think I've seen him be critical of police. It's harder for me to get people that have kind of a branding that is just purely pro cop. They don't. If you're purely pro cop, then not necessarily. I mean, not necessarily your audience. So I understand why they can't. Ryan Lands said, I don't understand why cars can get mad at people lane splitting. If he wasn't on a bike clearing through, he'd be another car stuck in traffic and making you commute even longer. Yeah, that's a good point too. I didn't even think about that. Yep, that's fair. Cody High Roller said, I know I've been missing in action for a month, but I'm about to start posting. I'll probably have an entire town in an uproar again. Nice. I like it. He said, yeah, if you can't get him to respond in DMs, you ain't speaking to him. Maybe 7 years ago. Yeah, I think you're right. Can you slurp louder? I can. Don't. I absolutely can. I got to get my energy drink in. Thank you. By the way, this is my wife's cup. She hated it. Never used it. It's not a Stanley. People ask me all the time, why do you got a pink Stanley? It's not a Stanley. It's some cheap off brand, but the ratio that the lid puts out for the liquid is like it's the best lid for drinking that I've ever had. Your news topics bring you the news. A woman found dead inside of a freezer of a Dollar Tree store, Miami, early Sunday morning. Police confirmed. Hey, man, way to just drop in. I like it. Your news topic. Hey, go check them out, guys. Apparently, they're a news channel. They're just jumping in on our stuff. Todd Pearson, I'd love to have you on my show sometime. I do a ton of critical content and would like to introduce you to my audience. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, Badge 502 finally blessed us with his presence. Listen, if you guys don't follow my boy, Badge 502, Anthony Christian, please do. He is a very, he's a very zesty dispatcher and EMT. He's going to be, why you call me zesty, bro? I love fucking with him. Eric, use the real-time crime center to track Cody around. I don't need to. I follow him. I can see him on my phone. Why would I use police resources to follow him around? I just follow him live when he jumps on, man. If I see it anyway. Cody, for those that are wondering, I have been audited probably 3 times. Cody's one of the people that audited me in a way. I think I kind of audited myself with him. I just went over to him. Started chatting with him. I was like, what's up, brother? How you doing? And I informed him. He was watching a police incident with my guys. And I'm like, well, obviously he wants to know what's going on. And there's a ton of information I can give him so he's informed. And I'm a big believer that the community has a right to know what's going on in their environment. So I went over there and just told him what was going on. And he ended up hitting up a couple more incidents that happened in my area, and we chatted for a good 45 minutes. My Stanley is a French press. It's flown all over the country on my deployments with Red Cross for disaster relief ops. Hell yeah. I do like a good French press for sure. Your pink cup needs more glitter. Hey, I tell you what. Nobody steals my cup at work. That's for sure. Cops are the biggest thieves of tactically acquiring your property. All right, let's go to the next one. See, this is fun.
When the engine is cold, you see how the oil temperature's not in the green yet?
Yeah.
Really make sure that our I did not know that they had this much power. Check this out.
Nothing. Pay your fine, and y'all go about your business. You got a court date. He got a court date. That's it. You don't have to make over this. Say what you want to say. It's not happening.
Super loud to me. Are you guys?
Do you know who I am?
No. My man.
You were watching me. I swear I did not stage this. I was like, wait, I know that music.
Probably shouldn't be watching a show while driving a taxi. I'm just saying. It's probably not good for business. Probably just got that guy fired, Don Lemon.
Time to go save Ruth.
Cue the music.
So as you guys can see,
Scott said he's gonna go and try and cuddle with Maggie.
I don't
PSA for all you road ragers out there.
I have got to figure out how to get this volume fixed. It is blowing my eardrums out here. I don't know where the settings are for it. Give me 1 second, y'all. I just want to get my volume fixed over here. Volume. Let's see here. For some reason, it is so incredibly loud in my head. It's not showing me anything to fix it, of course. Oh, okay. All right, I tried. You can see the volume button here, but there's no way to actually turn the volume down. He said, who watches Don Lemon? Yeah, I definitely don't watch Don Lemon.
Can't imagine to see the sunlight to be around people.
I knew something was wrong when a little pretty white girl ran into a black man's arms. Something is wrong here. Her screaming.
Attention campers, lunch has been canceled today.
Graduate, congrats. That's always a fun moment. Definitely something to be proud of when you it looks like he's a trooper. They go through pretty much military style training for their academies. They got to actually stay there, sleep there, work out every day, do all that stuff. So that's takes commitment.
Mom.
What's going on, guys? Firefighter Valentine here at Station 5 today.
All right, give you firefighters a chance here.
Victim removal for a downed fireman in a rich scenario. Wide area search rope, right? So if you take a look at how this is oriented up here, we have the ladder thrown a few rungs above the sill. This creates our high point for our rescue. Orient underneath the ladder. So come over here.
I'm looking at y'all's comments. For whatever reason, it's only when I'm playing the Instagram stuff. It's just blowing my eardrums out. I don't have the ability to change I can change the volume on my headphones, but it affects everything else. But yeah, I guess I could try that. Let me see if I can. Then the problem is I can't hear myself in my headphones, and I use that to make sure that my audio is still coming through. But we'll try. Let's see. Let me see if it fixed it.
I go this. Bring this through, right? So come take a look at this. That's the low pitch here, right? We
This
always want to carry
this guy's too boring for
carabiner
me.
on our person.
Helped a little bit. Oh, did you guys see this? This was in Australia where the active shooter civilian There's 2 active shooters. And something I learned about Australia is that if this guy would have shot this guy and they find out he didn't have a gun, that they would have prosecuted this dude. Where versus, I believe in almost everywhere in the United States that him taking that gun away, turn around and firing, nobody would have, it would have been a normal day. It would have been no problems. So Thomas McComb said they shine their boots. Yes, they do. Going back, looking through the chat on Instagram. Nobody's really chatting over on Instagram. We don't usually get a whole lot on our Instagram, which is kind of weird. Considering we've got 150,000 followers over there. My Bad Popo playlist is a joyful Sunday perusal, second only to Dr. Pimple Popper. Gross. Shut up. Dead is. I don't know if he said right. Yes, ISO. I don't even know what that means, sir. He said, how did he not shoot the active shooter? I know. And then the crazy part is that you guys might not know is across the way, it's I'm going to try to use the mouse. I don't know if you can see it. Over this way, the other shooter was over there shooting at this dude because he saw what happened. He didn't get hit, I don't believe. But yeah, that's what happened over there. Craziness, right? Yeah, he's over off of the bridge taking shots. But yeah, it's crazy. He went up. It amazes me how easily he got the gun away from this dude. That's the definition of a courageous hero right there, for sure. Crazy. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Listen, it takes 2, man. It takes 2 to make.
This is day 1 of having a 6.5 Creedmoor, and honestly,
I am a paramedic in New York City.
I like $6.
$6 per stickle?
Yep. What's up?
I was curious if I could write down the...
Welcome to...
So basically, I just ripped through and try to find cop videos.
Look, he's on the phone.
Excuse me, mate. I'm off duty at the moment. You're very lucky. That's all right, mate. Just behave, all right? All good, all good.
Look, he's on the phone.
Oh, I bet he's not a cop. I bet he's just in a, looks like a cop car.
Excuse me, mate.
And probably will...
For those of you that haven't been keeping up, let me...
Oh. Well, he's sliding that whole time. Holy shit. I don't miss that weather. That's crazy.
I want you to bring an old friend of yours into your mind.
And probably...
Slow down!
Officially going to be a mass casualty incident. I have Engine 3 and Rescue 7, as well as Rescue 2, headed to Hope and Waterman. If there's possibly 20 victims, we're going to need as much mutual aid as you can get.
Affirmative. We're over Intercity now and working with friends.
So dealing with mass casualty is a just absolute logistic nightmare, especially with the hospitals once they get there. Giving them as much heads up as you can help divert. Now, I'm lucky. I've got like 4 hospitals to pick from. So if we do have a mass casualty thing, we can start diverting people to other hospitals that are just as close. But giving them a heads up is the best thing that you can do. Mr. Billful, he might be a cop. He had the asshole haircut and stash. Have you ever been shot? I was shot with a 9mm and a .22 when I was 14, drive by at a friend's house. No, I have not been shot. I've been shot with a pellet gun. We used to have one pump BB wars when I was a kid. Stupid stuff. Nope. I've been shot at, not been hit. Has your Ryan asked, has your channel ever caused you problems for you at work? No, not really. I've had some officers ask me like, hey dude, like, why do you think this way about this? And then I'll explain it like, oh, okay, that makes sense. It's really the most I've ever gotten at work. But for the most part, most people at work support what I do. And I'm telling you, I'm not rare at my department for thinking the way that I do. I think most of the cops that I talk to think the same way. I still can't figure out what the hell this dude's saying. Anybody decipher that? I don't know what the fuck that. I'm trying to figure out what you're saying, dude. The whole point of communication is sending messages and receiving. You're sending a lot. I'm not receiving any of it. So fix yourself. But yeah, back to mass casualty stuff, guys. Like that is a logistical nightmare, and mad respect for dispatchers on those, because they are the king of making sure that all goes properly. Officers, all we really got to do because we're usually first on scene, is just start getting the information out here. Hey, there's like 20 people down. I need as many units as I can get, and we need to start getting this worked out. And then dispatch handles it all. They get medical on the way. They get fire on the way. Now the officer on the ground, he's going to have to start figuring out where he needs roads blocked off, where he needs to allow a flow of traffic to go through, if he can allow a flow of traffic to go through, and paths to get to the hospital. Because now they're going to start getting the units that respond to clear intersections, so the ambulances and the firefighters and the other police can start getting to go where they need to go. But the hospitals themselves, they're going to be setting up shop in the ER and possibly outside the ER and other rooms and stuff like that. I do not envy those guys doing that. Good to hear. It sounds like your department is pretty cool. Yeah, I agree. Cody Hyro, that's interesting, because I know there have been massive efforts for reform. Maybe it worked because it didn't used to be that way. Possibly. Reading this guy's comments has given me dyslexia, and I don't give a damn. I've been shot at and not been hit too. Shoot, I've been shot at hunting. Okay, I lied. I have been shot. I've been hit by birdshot. I forgot about that. I did get hit by birdshot. Overeager hunter shot me with birdshot. I had a pellet in my elbow, a pellet in my butt cheek, and I think I had one in my shoulder, but I got all three of them out. No problem. They were just on the surface. Scared the shit out of me. It doesn't hurt like you would think. I guess adrenaline is a pain reliever. It depends, because I've been on the scene of a lot of people that are shot, and they're hurting. So that depends. Eric, you missed the dyslexia joke. I have dyslexia, and damn gift. I did. My brain put the sentence together properly. It's like the opposite of dyslexia. Oh my God. Look at this. This will hurt your brain. I'm giving you a chance. That is one said on me, my bro. Why I am not any MM of Yellow Sun. I'm going to let this guy keep talking. I love him already. Cody High Roller says, I believe that being someone who is known to film police government can alienate you from a lot of people because they think you'll get targeted and they'll go down with you. Do you think people fear the government? I think I think people fear the government. I think there's a level of fear. Shit, I fear the government. For sure. All right, let me go to another video here.
Adele Goodstein, 64, is a lobotomy patient who has made it.
It's over, y'all. They trying to deport Coco because he part German Shepherd. Why I gotta be so cold, gang?
People are dumb.
I was covered. I was lying on top of my son. Your son? My son, 8 years.
Alright, now this guy's lane splitting. That's why you don't lane split. It's not you, motorcycle drivers. Like, the majority of y'all have the skill to do that stuff. It's the other drivers, and that is why I think that lane splitting should be illegal. You can't account for other people's actions, and you're driving a missile. Your vehicle, when it hits other things, it goes in the air. It tumbles very easily and becomes a missile. So, my son, my song. Wow, typing gibberish is liberating. I see why he does it. All reasonable people fear the government. Yeah, that's why we have the Second Amendment. I mean, honestly, it's why we have all the amendments. It's to fear your government because we fear our government. It's to hold them accountable, y'all. That's why we have it. So if you guys like what we do on here, please, I don't do this a whole lot. I do it maybe 1 or 2 times a live stream, but please like, follow, subscribe. If you're already that dude or chick, female that does that for us, then try to get one person. Hey, like my buddy's channel over here for us. That helps us tremendously, helps us keep going. If you really, really want to support what we're doing and you really like what we're doing, we have 2 methods that you can help support the show. One is through this link that I'm putting up right now. It's just that buy me a coffee thing. It's like if you were out and you saw somebody, like cops get coffee bought for them all the time. Firefighters get coffee bought for them all the time. It's the same premise. You can use this link. The majority of that money goes to our channel. However, the other way you can do it is go to our YouTube channel and get a membership. However, YouTube gets the majority of that money. So that's why we have the 2 options. Some people, it's easier for them to sign up on YouTube. Other people, if you don't want to give YouTube your money and you want it to go directly into the channel, again, I'm not out here driving a Lexus. I've got a 2019 Dodge Ram that I'm about to have paid off. And none of that money came from doing these live streams, I promise. But what we do here does take time, money, and effort. And if you want to help support that, awesome. There's your 2 ways that you can do that. But the easiest way is just that quick 10-second like, follow, subscribe. So if you could do that, we'd really appreciate it. Okay, that's all you're going to get from me on that. On top of that, I kind of showed this off last stream. I'm going to show it off again. They are not an official sponsor. Again, these guys are not an official sponsor. But we've been talking, and your heart is one of the most important things in your body. And they have these things called AEDs, defibrillators, these portable defibrillators. Most of them are about the size of a briefcase. This one is the size of the palm of my hand. It's by Avive. Everything is automated. This LCD screen walks you through how to do everything. You just pull this red thing here, and the pads come out. It works on children and adults. We're really excited about these guys. They make the world's smallest AED. And we're in the process of working with them to see if maybe we can get a partnership going. But regardless, I think that having one of these, especially in a patrol car, can save lives. Now, personally, I have 4 AED saves. Don't ask me how. I don't know how that is, but I have been a part of putting AEDs on 2 people, myself, and then running and grabbing the AED for somebody else to put on 2 others. So I've got 4 saves with those. I don't know. I've explained this before. There's these cops out there that they always, they could be helping an elderly lady cross the road, and all of a sudden they're like, I found 3 kilos of cocaine. And you're like, how did that happen on that call? They always find dope. And then you got other guys that they always find guns, or they always manage to, I don't know, catch a burglar in the act of stealing. You're just like, how the hell are you always finding burglars? Somehow I got all these AED saves, and I'm not a medical guy. I'm not. So I think that these Avive, the other cool part about these things, these Avive AEDs, is they connect via the internet, and they can dispatch, and first responders, they can see when they've been deployed, where they've been deployed at. And when I activate it, and if it has to shock, it's already sending for medical people. So it's very cool. I think that they're awesome. Cody High Roller said, would agree that if an auditor takes over a local government or police department, then the auditor must be doing everything legally or argue legalities with the state legislation, because change is possible. Yeah, I think anytime you start arguing legalities with a cop, you're not going to win that battle. Cops' ego's too big for them to admit that they don't know, or that they're going to look it up. And this is generally speaking, not all cops. But in general, when you start arguing legalities with a cop, you're going to lose. Make your protest known. This is my advice every time. Make your protest known. Sir, okay, I understand you're doing this. I disagree, but under, threat of arrest, I'm going to comply. Make sure you're recording. Make sure that the cop's recording. And then you'll do great in court. So, yeah, Ryan said, man, I'm glad you were there for those people. Bro, literally, okay, I'll give you the example of the last save that I had. I'm in my office, y'all. I'm in my office, and I hear the call out of a possible cardiac arrest at this bar, a very popular bar where they dance, and it's kind of an indoor-outdoor building. So I'm like, all right, I'll start heading that way. I'm a supervisor, so I shouldn't be the first one there anyway. And I'm like, let's AED. So I grab this AED, go out to my car, go to the scene. Now, I am not running hot. I'm just getting there. Get there. I'm the first person on scene with an AED in an area that's got AEDs all over the place. It's funny. It's funny how it worked out that way. So I shouldn't have had that one, but it did. Just the way it worked out. Everybody else was wrapped up on calls. So Ryan Holzinger, never get in a pissing contest with a cop. I agree. Nothing works more in your favor than a person that is acting reasonably and just stating things calmly and not debating. When that goes to court on body camera, you see the judge, you see the jury they just love it. They eat that stuff up. And if the cop's in the wrong, it won't even go to court. 99.9% of the time, it won't even go to court. The prosecutor's going to see the video and go, you're done. You're cooked. You're not going to win this. We're not going to win this. And you were wrong. So, and now you just set up your lawsuit if they violated your rights. Now, I'm not saying it's that easy to win a lawsuit. It's not like, and not everybody has the luxury or the attorney to be able to do that, but your odds of having a settlement are significantly increased. Thomas McCollum said, did quite a few AED setups, no shock advised. I about freaked out the first time I actually had to press the button. I will have to look into those small ones. Robert Forsyth said, that's James Bond shit. Yeah. Listen, do me a favor too, y'all. Reach out to Avive and let them know you learned about it through Two Cops, One Donut. Because like I said, this isn't something that just helps cops. This helps everybody. Your firefighters, your nurses, they should be getting these. Look how tiny this thing is. I carry it with me everywhere now. They gave me one to show off, to try to spread the word. We're working together in that aspect. But I'm trying to get like an official sponsorship set up so they can help support the show and expand doing what we're doing. But at the same time, we can get some good stuff out there. That's why I don't mind sharing their stuff in the first place. We may not get a sponsorship, but that doesn't mean I don't want to help save lives. This will help save lives. This is army proof. This walks you through everything. The screen that's on here has pictures, tells you, it audibly tells you. You can do it in Spanish. It's got a Spanish speaking mode. So very cool. Sorry, I'm looking at the comments over here. And let's get a Vive in every cop car, fire truck, personal cars. Yeah, like honestly, the world is going to get to a point. You know how you should have a fire extinguisher in your house. You should have fire alarms in your house. Like, these are things that, you should have some Band-Aids in your house, some basic medical stuff. I think these are also something that you should have in your house. And this is now obtainable. This is something that you can have in your house. So Ernie Bridges, yes, but is it Navy proof? Sorry, man. I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience with the sailors out there, but I think they're smarter than the Army. They had to be. Y'all figured out how to swim. Narcan. Yeah, that's another. Most civilians don't know that they can get Narcan for free through their program or their pharmacy. I carry it in my first aid kit. Yep. Narcan's another one. I didn't even think about that one. Yeah, everybody should be carrying Narcan. And the beauty about Narcan, y'all, even if you're wrong, it's not going to hurt them. You could be like, oh, he's overdosing. Put it up their nose and do it. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice. But from my understanding, it's just like an AED. Put it on them. Let it assess. It will let you know. It actually does a better job assessing the heart than what you're going to do by trying to check a pulse. So just get it on there, let it assess. If it needs to shock, it will shock. It will let you know. If it doesn't, it will guide you. So that is the beauty of those. William Robinson, hey brother, we don't do politics on here. So let's not do that anymore. That's your warning, sir. No politics. We don't do politics. We don't do religion. And then Ryan said, yeah, I agreed. Every car should have one. Plus fire. Yeah. And this, honestly, this is almost the size where you could carry it on your person. I wouldn't recommend it just for an officer to be carrying around. It's 2 pounds. It's a dense little brick. So it's not something I would want on my person all the time. Definitely have it in your vehicle. But if you're a medic, if you're a TAC med person for a tactical unit, then yes, I would recommend carrying this on yourself. You could put a little Molly case together and carry it in a Molly gear for sure. Brendan McLennan said, shoot, it's just me. I'd have to self-aid that motherfucker. Yep. Yep. Cody High Roller, have you ever seen training where officers are trained on what to do once they've lost or been outsmarted legally by an auditor or citizen, and how smooth situations over like that? Not specifically for training like that, but what we do train officers to, at least where I was at, is if you're not sure, just get clarification. If you've got a reason, a legal reason to be able to detain somebody for your investigation, you need to understand when you can and can't do that. So once you get that cleared, now as you're trying to figure out if you've been outsmarted legally, let them know, hey, communication goes a long way, y'all, especially for that body cam. When you're honest with somebody, hey, I got you pulled over right now because you were doing 45 in a 25. And then it's a school zone, and that person goes, no, it's not school hours right now. You're wrong. Like, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, maybe they're right. You've got a legal reason to detain them because you thought that it was a school time. Go back and clarify. Don't just write the ticket. Yes. So there is a training for that, but I don't know how to explain it. I guess it's common. You would think, I would hope that's fucking common sense. If you're not sure, don't fuck with somebody's rights. But we've seen example after example where a cop has been outsmarted and their ego gets too big and they're too proud to go back and check and get clarification or call Sarge. Hey, Sarge, this is what I got. And they don't communicate it. That's the other thing. Communicate it. Tell people. I tell people all the time, you know what? I'm not 100% sure on the law on this one. I know it's wrong, but I got to go figure it out. My favorite example that I use is I had a guy that was a suspected burglar, had him stopped, patted him down, asked him if I could search his pockets. He said yes. Pull out like 5 credit cards of all these different names. I know that's an offense. I just didn't know what offense that was. And I let him know, hey, man, you know this is fucked up, right? You can't have all these. He's like, oh, I got permission to use those. I'm like, all right, we're going to find out. You know, it's 2:30 in the morning. Somebody called on him because he was in somebody else's car. I think he called in. He's like, somebody's in my neighbor's car. And so we found him just leaving the property. He saw us coming down the road and started trying to walk down the sidewalk. We stopped, detain him, investigate, find out he's got all these credit cards. Well, it turns out the credit card names were from houses down the street. But that's an offense. I just didn't know what the offense was. And I had to go look it up. But I let him know, hey, man, you're detained for a second. I'm going to go find out what offense I have for you having somebody else's credit cards. And while I was doing that, I was researching the houses to figure out who was the registered residents for those places. And the last names all matched on all these cars that he had hit. So it doesn't take much. But I would hope it's fucking common sense, but it's not. It is not. To Cody High Roller, he said, exactly, 100%. And then they look terrible because they can't own their mistakes and they can't take an L and they try to argue. And that's the other thing, Cody, is they look at it as an L. That's where the ego takes over. I just look at it as a mistake. We're all human, y'all. This ain't a touchy-feely human thing. We are fallible. We make mistakes. I have fucked up 100 times as a cop. I have been wrong. But it's how you take being wrong that matters. Don't just assume because you're a cop, you know more. It's not true. It's not true. And if somebody calls you, oh, we got a classic in here. All cops are bastards. Way to go, Mike. Mike, you are an articulate man and an original thinker. I love it. Now, you happen to be right with me. My mom and dad never got married. So I'm like Jon Snow. I am a bastard cop, like legitimately. So you're right there. You found one. You found a real one today. Come on, buddy. This is your chance to actually try to make all cops not bastards. And you're going to ruin it with just trolling? Come on, bro. Do better. Do better. Eric is right. We can make mistakes. It's how you handle making mistakes. You can fix it. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we definitely gotta find a way to attract that mentality. I'm gonna stop sharing here. Let's make the screen full size. But we got to find a way to find that mentality, to own the mistakes. And by owning the mistakes, we can figure out how to fix things better. But that's where cops get themselves in trouble all the time. That's why we had the Eagle class on the other day. Because my computer's been down, I have not had a chance to cut that video up. I'm going to cut that live stream up where we had the Eagle class and then just make it into like a little mini series of all George's instruction going through that class. And it'll be its own little folder. Eric is a magnificent bastard. Right? I'm putting my mom's business out there. Yeah, my mom and dad never got married. Too funny. That saying came from ABH. I don't know who ABH is. Yeah, but I like the questions. Eric will let you ask questions and have conversations. This is the only way we can communicate how to bring that change that we can agree is positive. Yeah. And Boost Up Kennel said, what else are you streaming on? I'm on YouTube, sir. YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram right now. That's what we're on. We're on all those platforms. So that was over on Instagram. Overs too done, just like the Army. Know the laws, regs. Need a answer, call someone. Yep. Sorry, I've been neglecting my Instagram chat over here because it's been so low. Ryan Holzinger, Eric is one of the good ones. Oh, thanks, buddy. Oh, Aryan Brotherhood. Oh, my bad. Yes. I'm not up on my Aryan Brotherhood acronyms. Too funny. Yeah, but keep throwing the questions out there, you know. Keep throwing. I see we've our following has been growing. We're getting more people following us on Instagram and YouTube. I'm hoping the lives help that. The whole reason we're trying to grow, and I used to make fun of this, the reason we need growth is because growth attracts more eyes. I mean, this is common sense. It attracts more eyes. That's obvious. But it helps us attract support for the show to get the funding, to get this stuff going better. I know you guys don't want to hear just from me. I know you guys want to hear from Trey. I know you want to hear from Banning. I know you want to hear from Matt. I know you want to hear from Alan. I know you want to hear from everybody in our network. Because my voice I get tired of myself. But in order for us to do that, we need to get them the equipment to do so. And that's what we're trying to work on. So by getting more followers for us, guys, you help expand the show and get the stuff that we need to do this. That's why I'm trying to work with Avive. I think we have a mutually beneficial relationship that we can get because we're both about education and saving lives. So that's what I want to help do. I regularly drink whiskey on the show. I'm trying to get a relationship with Smoke Wagon. So they are sending me a bottle. I'm looking forward to that coming in. So if that happens, maybe we can open up the gates on that. More people can start. So when I say the community truly has to build together, that's why we ask for your help. We have our Discord channel. I would like to be able to pay my mods, the people that they volunteer their time to help because they believe in the mission. So if we can get people to help us support this mission, that's what we're looking to do. So by you guys doing it, that's why I'm able to jump on more often. It's because you guys help support the mission. So thank you very much. If you can get Eric to wrap his head around the fact that QI does nothing but make justice unreachable and does not help, cops would be golden. It's because you don't agree with the way that I think it being in place, just it being in place. It needs to be fixed, but it just being in place is like, it's like buying travel insurance for your plane ticket, right? Knowing you're going to go to a foreign country. You may not need it. It may not work, but just having it makes you feel better. And if that gets people in the door to become cops, it's working. So, but we're not going down that path today, Mr. Billfold. Freeman said, I need to get a Vive AED. Let me look into it. We appreciate you, Eric. Hell yeah. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. Yeah, support the TCOD mission by sending Mr. Billfold money. Yeah, that works too. That works too, y'all. I like that. Send him some money. You got to get your payment plan set up, brother. Osmond said, keep up the good work. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Jason, Jason thinks he's got an angle that nobody else has. People don't realize that the powers that be created lawlessness and made cops the target and get in trouble when they try to do their job. That is a problem. That is a problem for sure. I don't think you need to say it in all capital letters. We see you. See you out there. But some people will look at that as you yelling. But yeah, there has been a culture created where it makes it harder for cops to even want to do their job in some places, not in every place. Not in my place where I'm at. Shit, we're out there catching bad guys every day. Buy a brother a coffee. Have you gotten a chance to be on Colion Noir's podcast since having to reschedule? I haven't. Not yet. We're working that out. Colion is one of those guys, like, super busy dude. But if I called him tomorrow and said, I need to be on your show, he would let me. He would let me. It's not a big deal. We're trying to work. I'm trying to get him in studio here. That's what I want to do. I want to get him linked up with Staccato. I have Staccato coming out on the 27th. So I want him and Staccato to be here at the same time. Going to talk about training, police gun training. When I was young, I used to think all cops were bad and eventually saw myself at war with them. People like Eric have opened my mind that there are cops who care about freedom and they're not all bots. Oh, thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. Shit. I've caught Cody coming in a mood. Cody has come into the chats, come into the comment section of some of our videos. Just, he's in a mood. He ain't having it. And I think if officers realize that people have their moments too, we just got to step back and let people have their moments and not get defensive. It's cops make this job their personality. And instead of making it your personality, just make it something that you do. Police work's something I do. It's not who I am. I think I'm good at it. I love it. It's probably why I think I'm good at it, because I love doing it. I think most of the time it's something we love doing. We start to think we're good at it. Well, okay, I take that back, because I loved jiu-jitsu and I was terrible at it. I eventually started getting good, but in my policing side of things, I've been, in May it'll have been 20 years, and I still love it. I love it more than the day I started because I know more. But I think if officers let people have their moments, and that comes with de-escalation techniques. Sometimes you got to let people get their energy out. Sometimes you got to realize there are certain people that just absolutely have to have a level of control over their life. So that comes down, and you see that all the time when somebody's down on the ground, and you're like, put your arms out. And they're like, I'm on the ground. And you're like, put your arms out. And they're like, I'm on the ground. I'm not going to sit there and argue. They'll be like, all right, I appreciate you getting on the ground. Here, let me see your hand. Instead of put your fucking arms out and then get into like an aggressive use of force. Some people just want a level of control. And I'm not going to sit there and have the debate over that small level of control unless it's a safety issue. So maybe the hands thing wasn't the best example, but as long as it's not a safety issue, like a big one, I'll work with it. Yeah, because I don't agree with the police chief hiring. I was trying to be mean. I just have a difference in opinion as it comes to. Oh, I wasn't trying to be mean. Yeah. I gotcha. Trying to get to all the chats here. We got a bunch of people jumping in and out over on Instagram as usual. What county you a cop in? Boots up kennel. I'll say North Texas, sir. North Texas. I don't get too specific. I don't want. It's very easy to figure out where I'm at, but I'm in Texas, North Texas, in the DFW area. Say that. I don't represent my department. Another thing, Eric, is you have the ability to disagree with someone and accept to disagree and move on. Yeah, most of the time. I do get wrapped up occasionally. Every once in a while, I'll stick a heel in the ground and push back a little bit. I've been pushing. Mr. Billfold is Mr. Billfold has unleashed my disagreeable side a little bit more. I've been stepping up a little bit. He's inspiring me. Yeah, Ryan, but it doesn't save them to stop case law from being created. Yeah, and that's where me and Mr. Billfold agree about QI, is it does stop case law from being developed and created. It's a big pain in the ass. Drew D, I can't breathe. Well, you're on the wrong. You probably need to call 911, sir. You shouldn't be in here saying you can't breathe. When are you going to convince your mom to come on and say hi to us? She's offered, but you're definitely not going to get her until she has to be prepped. She was still in her bathrobe and drinking morning coffee when I came out to do this, so she ain't going to jump on. She needs to know ahead of time. She needs to be able to do her hair, her makeup, have her clothes and outfit picked out. She is not just going to jump off on you. She'll want to be prepped. What in the hell? Holy shit. We don't do religion on here, but I'm going to show this awesome chat here. For me, all people's faces are Jesus Christ. How are you, Jesus Christ? This is not a joke. I'm not taking it as a joke, but I am laughing at that. Cody High Roller said, especially on social media, not everybody's going to agree, and I agree with that. Angie, she popped on. She said on Instagram, she said, I am correction side of the sheriffs. Oh, man. Yeah. She said, love Texas. I have family there. Yeah, I do not envy your job. Corrections is that is a different animal altogether. How is it working with other agencies out on the street, sheriffs? Okay, so that's a good question. Ryan asked, how is it working with other agencies on the street, sheriff's department, FBI, etc.? My experience has been, we'll go with the FBI first. 99% of the time, the FBI is like your financial pocketbook for major cases that you're putting together. They want to be a part of all your hard work because they're going to take credit for it at their agency anyway. They can help get higher charges. So 99% of the time, they're awesome to work with. There is that 1% working with FBI where they step on your toes, try to take credit for everything. And they're impeding your investigation. And then when they impede it and mess it up, then they want you to fix it. Or if it does get screwed up, they're going to blame you 100%. It's just been my personal experience, but most of the time they've been great. Sheriff's department, great. No, for the most part, the sheriff's department stays out of the city. They don't really do anything. If they do, they're really good at deconflicting. They let you know what they're doing when they're doing it. If I were to improve anything, I wish they would hit us up more often to just go with them. Because the sheriff's departments, they do get strung out and they do a lot of things alone. And I wish they'd reach out more just for officer safety stuff, because they'll be doing stuff in the city. They'll let you know they're doing it. And I'd always try to head their way if we knew. But next thing you know, you'll hear the radio go off and they're in some shitstorm and they're alone. So, but I get it. They just don't have the manpower. But yeah, working with other agencies has been great. Have never done anything with ICE. People ask that question a lot lately. Never done anything with ICE. They don't come into our city. They don't talk to us. There's no real communication there. So if I were to say, if they were to do anything, I would just hope that they would communicate, let us know so we can prepare and deal with what we have to deal with. Michelle, you missed it. Did you know all of our faces are Jesus Christ? I learned something new today. Why don't police work with ICE? Well, I would say they don't work with ICE because it's a totally separate entity. No different than I don't work with ATF. I don't work with, who's another big one? DEA. Unless there's a joint case that we need to work together. They're completely separate entity. I don't work with corrections. The only time I deal with them is on intake, bringing a new, prisoner in. That's it. I don't work with them. What was that? 2 Cops, 1 Donut should be a FUB special on Christmas. I don't know what that means. Did I just Ron Burgundy it and can't figure out what that sentence is supposed to be? Holy wars are just people. Oh, we're not getting into that. But yeah, as far as that goes, let's say let's say they did have something that they needed to do in the city. Yes, I would hope that they would reach out first. That's how you solve a lot of these problems. Get us involved. Let us know what the investigation is, what the problem is, so we can prepare for that. Show us the case. Then we can find out if it's something that we need to get behind anyway. If it is purely just the fact of deportation on illegal immigrant status, that's not us. We're going to say no. We're not going to be involved. That's not what we do. That's what y'all do. Go handle it. If we need to set up a perimeter or something like that to help facilitate a safe environment, okay, cool, we'll do that. But in us knowing what it is will help us with the communication to the citizens if they get outraged. So they know, hey, we already looked into the case. This is what we can tell you, and keep your citizens informed. This person was wanted. They broke a law. Here's the laws. This is what they were going in for. So I think that's how you fix the problems. Just, again, guys, you're going to see a common theme over and over and over again about how I think we solve a lot of problems. It's through talking, communication, being transparent, and education. That's it. That's my magic formula for everything. Education. Every time we have an argument on here or a disagreement, whatever it is, you see how I start breaking it. Okay, how are they trained? Where's the training flaw? Where's the gap in the training? Because if I start trying to speculate on what their mindset is, we're wrong. You cannot speak for somebody else's mindset. You can speculate. Statistics can be on your side, but the one thing that I can confirm factually is what's on paper. How was somebody trained? What are they trained in? All of those things go into how I make my arguments. K Dizzle, thank you for being unbiased. That's why I like your content. I appreciate it. I try to be unbiased. We all are biased. We are all biased. And honestly, guys, if I'm going to tell you, I probably I will always lean optimistically. I'm an optimistic person. So I'm biased towards optimism. It's not that I'm optimistic towards cops or I'm biased towards cops or I'm biased towards other stuff. It's just I'm biased towards optimism. It's a flaw of mine. I'm aware of it. That's why guys like Mr. Bill Fold and Matt Thornton, Detective Matt Thornton, they slap me back to reality more often than not, just letting me know. And my optimism is going to push back every time. So it's a flaw. Optimism can be a crippling problem. No different than being negative all the time, being a pessimistic person. So, is what it is. K Dizzle did say, because ICE is a made up. Oh, I lost it. Where'd it go? He said, we had a bunch of comments over here. Let me go back to Instagram Live. I'm sorry. This is from Angie. She said, I work with the state and federal side, ICE prisons, but deal with sheriffs and ICE and U.S. Marshals. They are all great people. K Dizzle said, because ICE is a made up abusive entity, should stay far away from ICE. ICE has no real training. Exact root of the problem. Untrained, uneducated, and hidden no accountability. Some of the videos that I have seen, I think you can see the educational issues big time. Not knowing who they can detain, when they can detain them. But I will also own up to a lot of ignorance on what federal police, what their powers are and when they can and can't detain people. I don't know what their standard is. I don't know. Angelo said, your oath to the Constitution tells you that you are subordinate to the Federal Department of ICE. Okay. My oath is to the Constitution. It's not to an agency. If I can articulate and see a clear violation of constitutional rights, I can step in. Oh, Angelo, again, you are incorrect. The Constitution has enumerated powers, so your argument eats itself. Yeah, I say you got a point there, Mr. Billfold. My mom's on there. I have to check out soon. Eric, thank you. And everyone else hanging out this morning. Thank you. See y'all soon. Appreciate you, Free. Appreciate you guys. This is what's fun about our community. Y'all have really good discussion. It stays respectful for the most part. And to the Constitution and to its people, my man. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when we transport ICE federal marshal prisoners, then we have to follow a different guideline than we do when the sheriff or the state guys. Yeah, it's different. It is different. The requirements are, or I'm sorry, the authority is different. Steve Hill said, by showing us behind the scenes of real-time crime centers and the latest Axon technology, are you hoping to convince police departments who haven't upgraded to the latest Axon body and Taser Axon 4 and Taser 10? Oh, absolutely. So for those that don't know, our DTV side, we filmed our first proof of concept show called Eyes on the City. And the whole point of it is because I work in a real-time crime center. So the whole point of it is to talk and show a city. This in this particular one, we showed Scottsdale, Arizona. And we talked about the city. We talked to the chief. We talked to the department. Because it was a proof of concept, we weren't able to get city council and community leaders involved, but their city council and their community leaders all support this real-time crime center. And the reason being is because they're so open and transparent about how it operates. And they're so open and transparent, they allowed us to film the show there. So we're able to show you how a crime center works. And the whole point of that show is to be open and transparent and talk and discuss about how, if we're going to have them, how they should run. So you can realize that it's not Big Brother. Does it have Big Brother potential? Yes, it does. Can it be abused? Yes, it can. What are the checks and balances? That's what we need to know. And on this show, that's one of the things we discuss. We talk about the technology that's involved. We talk about the checks and balances that keep it honest. And even if it wasn't, even if they got out of line and weren't honest using this stuff, the checks and balances make it impossible for any idiot cop or civilian that works in there to be caught, and caught very easily. So you can hold them accountable. So that's the point behind that real-time crime center show. And that's what we want to do. And so what we're trying to do with Eyes on the City is go to all these different crime centers and show you that none of them run the same. They all run differently. Show you what the community says about it in their neighborhoods. Because they may love it, they may hate it. We want to know. We want to know if they love it or hate it. And I want to see what their council members say. You know, city council members are saying about the real-time crime center, why they support it. I want to see what technologies they're using. I want to know what the hurdles were to get over that and how it's working out for the citizens, what the citizens think, all that. I think that's how we solve any issues with all this stuff, with the LPRs, knowing what information their LPRs are storing at the department, if they're storing any, like at mine. I think 7 days is the longest any information is stored. I think some of the LPRs are 30, I think. That's the longest, 30 days. Because we don't believe we should be storing information. So, Cody said, Eric, there's little to no checks and balances when it pertains to federal police, attorneys, judges, clerks. There are some at the state level, but not at fed. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Look at how, this is what's kind of neat about the criminal justice system is who's the face of the criminal justice system? It's us. It's the cops out in the street. You know, whether that's sheriffs, deputies, city cops, whatever, constables. We're the face. Where's the most accountability? It's with us. Y'all made us get dash cameras, body cameras, pepper spray, different types of handcuffs, batons, tasers, bowler wraps. You guys want us to have all of these things. You demanded it, and that's what happened. Where has that energy been for your federal side? Where has it been? We don't see it. We don't see it on the federal side. And to Cody High Roller's point, we need it. You fucking need it. I am all about more government accountability. 100%. 100%, guys. Oh no, Angelo, did you make a mistake on here? They use commas and colon marks for their justification of violating rights because we know how much they love their colons. That's weird. That's a weird statement. That's a weird statement. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up to the comments. I was going down my rabbit hole talking about Real-Time Crime Center. You got me excited about a topic I really like. That's why I'm not on the streets anymore, guys. I can help the city. Okay, let me give you another good way to look at a real-time crime center. At least where I'm at, if I can convince the best cops, the seasoned best cops that are a little long in the tooth, shouldn't be running and gunning out there anymore chasing bad guys. If I can convince them to take those skill sets and come into a real-time crime center, what makes that so awesome now is they are able to teach an entire city versus if they were out there being an FTO and they can only teach one cop at a time. Versus if they were to go be an academy instructor and only be able to reach a few cops at a time out there. When they work in the real-time crime center, they are able to instill investigation practices, officer safety, let them know when they're wrong in an investigation to help them stay on the right track because they have direct contact and they can see what's going on because the real-time crime center can live stream your body camera. They can live stream your dash camera. They can see through Air One, so they can help improve safety, not just for the officers, but for the citizens as well. So you've got these seasoned cops that could be working in a real-time crime center and improving all of the troops that are on the ground instead of one officer at a time or maybe just a couple at a time. So that's another cool way to look at training as long as you're staffing your real-time crime center the best way possible. That's why I fucking love it. So you see my energy level changes when you guys get me going down something I really like. But yeah, for sure. You want to get some content, go outside that federal courthouse. Feds and egos are way worse than they think. They can't be stopped and can do anything they want. Yeah, I don't go down that. That's outside my purview. Angelo, he's still up there. He said, your job is to serve and protect citizens, not politicians or political rhetoric. I agree with you that my job is to serve and protect the citizens, but it is also to protect politicians, but not political rhetoric. You're right. We don't get political, but we do protect politicians, we protect everybody. They're a citizen, just like you. But Mr. Bill Fold said, if you want better policing, get active locally. There's no one treatment for cancer. We must change things locally because there is no one-size-fits-all fix for policing nationwide. Agreed. People that get all wrapped up about what the president says and what, the vice president's doing, any of that, like y'all are just, in my opinion, this is not to get political. This is not a political statement, but when we focus locally, that's where we can make real change. All the rest of it's not. You're not going to make change. It's not going to affect you. So if we can stay within our little fishbowl and affect ourselves, that will create a ripple effect. And that's how I focus on policing. I'm trying to stay local and fix what I can, but now I've figured out a way to get my train of thought, how I think policing should go. It doesn't mean I'm right, but Thomas McComb said, and working in a place they won't spill their coffee. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you can convince some seasoned cops to go into a real-time crime center, that not just because they've had the badge on for 20 years, not those guys. I mean the real, salt of the earth guys that have been going after bad guys for years. They know how to investigate. They've done it all, seen it all, made lots of mistakes and learned from it all. Those are fire. Those are fire. I'm not an E5. I'm an E6. CNO said E5. No, I'm not an E5, brother. I'm E6. I probably should be higher. because I'm in the reserves, I just didn't care to promote up. That's all. That's all, sir. Spell check got me. Now you're the internet spell check police. Exactly my point. Oh. Sorry, you guys are having your own little side conversation over there. Can you play Wreck of the Edmunds Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot? And we can all observe a moment of silence for the ship workers who perished in the Great Lakes. I'm not going to do that, but I appreciate your love for the, I believe that was in Lake Superior, right? I'm from Michigan. I do believe that Lake Superior is the most dangerous body of water in the world. Live, not a thesis paper. Very true. Yeah, it's a live stream. Appreciate that out there, 369. I get that reference. 369. Damn girl fine. You're late on that, Circle. We did that a month ago. Yeah. What? I think a real E6 would know they're a staff sergeant, not a sergeant. I'm a sergeant for policing, moron. And SGT isn't staff sergeant. So I would think somebody that knows the military would know that it's SSGT for staff sergeant, not SGT. SGT in the police world is just sergeant because we don't have anything higher than that. It's called Two Cops, One Donut because I am a cop in the military and a cop in municipality. I am a tech sergeant, technical sergeant in the Air Force. Stolen valor. Get the fuck out of here. You want to get me riled up. Try to tell me I didn't serve. Try to tell me I'm not serving. You moron. Oh. See, that's what happens when you guys try to get on here just to be right about something. Don't jump on here just to be right about something. If that's your mentality, you have no business on our platform just to be right. Here we discuss things. If you would have asked the question in a normal way and discussed it, you would have figured that out. But you jumped on here to be right. And now I'm calling you out. See, Mr. Bill Ford, you're rubbing off on me, brother. Oh, he's calling bullshit. Okay. Let's go to my... no, I'll do it for you. Here you go. I'll do it for you. Oh, shit. Hold on a second. My Mac's about to die. I didn't realize I was on battery. How are we going to do this? Hold on one second. We may have to end this. No, I'm not ending this until I show dummy. Let me go here. Go to my profile. Go to my pictures. We're going to share the screen. All right, here we go. We're going to show this and then we're going to end it because my battery's going to die and I don't have a way to power my Mac while I'm live because I've got so many things connected to it. Where are we at? Let's keep going. This was just because I had to shave. Remember, y'all? I had to shave. Let's keep going. There it is. Boom. There you go. There you go. This is me. Actually, this was my promotion. So why don't you go check that date out? It's pretty elaborate for Stolen Valor. Good try, though. Idiot. Anyway, I've got no way to power my Mac. For some reason, it's not getting juice through this. Let me try something else here.